This is Electric Universe Geology Earth News. Yesterday, spoke about the Covenant oil field, which is down around here. Today, we're going to talk about the big one. This is the Green River Basin. Green River runs through here. It drains from up in Wyoming. It's a major drainage area. The Colorado River runs up here, then over to here, drains all of this. You have the Gunnison River coming from here. This drains all of this, everything west of the Continental Divide, drains into the Gunnison, which comes up here, joins the Colorado, which used to be the Grand River 100 years ago, and then comes over and meets up with the Green to become the Colorado that we know to the south that runs through the Grand Canyon. Anyway, this area here, northwest Colorado, northeast Utah, and southern Wyoming, has half of the world's proven reserve of oil and almost half of the recoverable oil, although that's kind of controversial depending on the state of the extraction methods for fracking. The water and electricity needed, it makes it kind of a complicated issue, but there's three basic lakes, basins, although they refer to them as lakes. One here, one up here. They claim that it's lakes that were filled with vegetation in the summer and then more sediment that didn't have vegetation in the winter. So you have layer after layer of oil shale and then non-oil shale. And it's over 4 trillion barrels. I don't know of any place in the world today that has layers like this that morph into sort of oil and then closer to oil and then oil. You'd think there'd be a progression where you can see this happening today. But in the old days, magically, that's what the geologists claim. It's vegetation that created this incredibly massive amount of oil. I'm going to have all kinds of links at the bottom of this page for this area. Links that show charts where if you get 15 gallons of oil per ton of shale, it's sort of recoverable. If you get 25 gallons of oil per ton, it's quite economically viable. If the price of oil goes up in the future, all of it will be viable. So the idea is that something caused this, and I don't think it was vegetation. I think it was oil from above that flowed in to this area, down rivers into lakes, as described by eyewitnesses who miraculously were able to remember what their ancestors saw. This is kind of a big deal. There's also 800 million tons of coal in this area here, right along the Book Cliffs. I have a 1908-1909 report from the United States Geological Service, and it talks about this. It's really fascinating how technical they were back in the early 1900s. So I believe this is catastrophic. I believe it's recent. I don't believe there are any other options for explaining this. Abiotic oil people who think that oil comes from volcanoes, from deep within the earth. If this is a catastrophic process and these formations are young, there's no time for deep earth oil to migrate into 3 lakes with 4 trillion barrels of oil. Comet oil makes so much more sense. That's my humble opinion anyway. Thank you.